friends, Queen of Flannel here. Welcome back to the channel. And yeah, it has been a while. So first off, before we jump into today's project, I just kind of want to apologize. You know, I posted about it over on the community tab, but apparently not too many people on YouTube see or pay attention to the community tabs. Not a fault on the people, just the way I guess YouTube manages it. So yeah, my last video was part 3 of our Yeti that we did for our December coloring tag, and I finished it, I think, like the week leading up to Christmas, and then it all just kind of went to, I won't say like life went to crap, because it really didn't go to crap. It went to the holidays. It got super busy, you know, with my son being home for Christmas break, and my husband being home for Christmas break, and I find it really difficult to work with them in the house. And I can't remember how much I talked about it in that last video, but I finally had my community care appointment with the ophthalmological neurologist. That is a mouthful to say. I had that at the beginning of December, and they officially diagnosed me with thyroid eye disease. And I had a CT scan of my face, and that came back, good. There was no like major abnormalities, even though I am still having some vision issues. They said that all of the important things were where they're supposed to be, but I have swelling of the tissue behind my eyes, and so the plan was that I was supposed to start a 12-week course of IV steroids, because it's first line for an autoimmune disorder is that's usually what they jump to, and because my care is covered by the VA, they have to approve all of my, my treatment because they're paying for it. And I ran into issues like, the CT scan, I got in right away. Like they called me within like a day of my initial appointment, and I had my CT scan a week later. And then I hadn't heard anything about the setting up for the steroid infusions. And so I finally got a message from my provider, and she said they were running into issues getting the VA to approve it, despite the fact that my referral covers medication used to treat the condition that's diagnosed. Apparently that's not considered, like, I guess like formulary is what they call it. So the provider decided to start me on oral steroids instead, which isn't usually the first option in situations like this. And now the problem is that if it doesn't work, I can't and don't want to like take steroids like indefinitely or for longer than I need to, because that stuff is not pleasant. It's it's rough on your body. So then if that doesn't work, and then they're like, okay, I guess we'll do that, then I'm like double the length of time I'm on the steroids. And so I tried to contact the VA and say, hey, what's the deal? And of course there's like one person in that office that deals with ophthalmology, and she was out for the holidays and has not called me back. So yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop. And then of course the multiple Christmas gatherings, and just trying to get stuff done around the house. And on top of that, I have been dabbling in digital art. I bought myself a refurbished iPad for cheap because I wanted to use Procreate, and I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money and then discover that, like, I hated it or, whatnot. Well, I should have, you would think after almost 40 years that I would know myself, because I got addicted to it. And then I maxed out the space on the iPad. So, and my husband and I ended up swapping iPads because his has more space on it and he really doesn't use it. So, I'm trying to figure out, where I go with that. I would like to work on learning how to draw my own images and graphics and things like that. And that was really the reason that I got it, was I wanted to have some of like my own line work to print out in color. And then I started discovering the world of brushes, and all the stuff that you can buy and create different effects. And so I have some really cool pieces that I'm really proud of that I've done. They're not up anywhere yet other than in the gallery on my iPad, but I have been trying to live stream some of my Procreate work over on Twitch, maybe like once a week or so. So if you're not following me over on Twitch, the link is in the channel description. So, but anyways, recap. So I thought, just for a quick video for today, we would work in this cute little book. Now, I have no idea what exactly the translation on this is. It's in Korean. I got this off of Etsy from Cool Craft Books. I will link to it in the comments below. And it's listed as travel Korean food book. Now, I really enjoy coloring food, but it's really hard to find books that center around, or PDFs that center around like just that theme. And especially, I've found on Etsy, I did that fruitcake picture the beginning of December, and I'm fairly certain that was probably AI generated after I went back and looked at it. And I don't want to support AI, but it can be really difficult to tell on certain images. So I found this book, I thought it was cute, and I picked this page for us to do today. And I think what I'm going to do is work with my Tombows and some colored pencils. And I got these a while back, and I haven't done anything with them. I know there's a bigger set, and I figured maybe we'll try these out and see how these play. But we'll start with the markers first. So this looks kind of like a pizza. But again, if there's anybody out there that speaks or reads Korean, feel free to let me know in the comments what exactly this is called. So now the Tombows don't have color names, they have numbers, so I'll put those in the comments below as well. And I'm going to start out fairly light, which is usually how I tend to work with the when I'm using water-based markers. And then I'll add the depth and the dimension with the colored pencils. I haven't used my Tombows in a while, so. But I hope that everybody had good holidays, that you guys got some cool stuff. And, spend time with family and friends, and everybody was safe. It seems like now everybody is sick, including my kid, who is home from school today. Yay. So, this looks, and actually I don't hate the way this looks. So you guys know I've done quite a bit with various types of markers on this channel, and I've talked about water-based markers being super streaky. It just is the nature of water-based markers. But in this situation, like with this particular image, now I went a little bit more orange than I probably wanted to, but I think I can tone that down if I have a cream in the pencils. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place today. But I actually don't mind the streaks on this, as it looks like this was done with some kind of like ink or possibly even like watercolor. And so I think it gives it a little bit of texture, which I actually kind of like. So but yeah, I think we can tone this down. But I want to block in all my color with the markers first before I start playing with the pencils, and we'll see how far we get. Yeah, I just thought this looked like a fun little book, and I did crack the spine so it laid flat. And I'm trying to decide what to do for Wednesday's video. I think so I have the new Carolina Kubikowska book. I got it just before Christmas, and I haven't really seen too much of it out there in YouTube land. So if you're interested in a flip through of that, let me know, and I can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna apologize in advance for the frequent rotating of the book. I think this has become a carryover from working on the iPad. Not so much moving the iPad itself, but you can rotate your canvas right inside Procreate to make it easier to draw from different angles. And so now I feel like even working on paper, I'm like tossing the book around like I would my canvas in Procreate. I'm just trying to make sure that I stay within the areas that we've got this crust here. So I don't want the orange to go too far into the sauce. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Channel plans. Honestly, I don't really have anything specific planned. I am working on, and this will end up probably being a long-term project because it requires some research. But I know some people have asked about the Copic markers and picking colors and what to buy, and so I would like to put something together for that, but I think that in order to like curate my own set of colors that I would recommend, I need to like do some work with them, and then remember to jot down my colors, and then go through after so many pieces and look for like colors that I commonly use, because I'm at the point now where I've used them enough that I kind of grab what I know that I commonly use, and I don't necessarily like think about it. Just because I'm at that level of like familiarity. I can't talk today. So I do have that I am working on. Oh, let me color this piece of crust down here. But yeah, that will be a long-term project. And you know, we did the coloring tag in December, and I won't say it didn't go well, but it's just I guess I'm not at the channel level where doing that you know, generates much interest. I did have a lovely lady join in and share her work with me over on Instagram, so that was fun. But I don't know, it ends up kind of being like a hit to the self-esteem when you do that type of stuff, and it doesn't like pan out the way you envision it, I guess. Oh, what happened to this marker? I hope this still works. Oh, that's a bummer. It's like covered in glitter. I wonder if this was in my bag with, let me, well, that is that's unfortunate. So I had a glitter pen that exploded in one of my, yeah, this is not gonna work. Alright, so that's gonna have to be replaced. Unfortunate. Let's go up to, that's pink. Alright, I guess we'll go up to, I don't really want to go that red. Let's see, 885, so I guess we'll go with the orange. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Or we'll make it work. It doesn't need to look exactly like the image over there. But yeah, I had a glitter pen that exploded in one of my pencil cases, so I wonder if it was a casualty of that. Sad. But yeah, so I don't know. I think whatever I do this month, it'll just be whatever I feel like doing when I have the time or the energy to do it. Just okay, so all right, let me go through and do all of the tomatoes first. then I'll come back and use maybe a shade darker than this on the sauce, or I'll just do the whole thing in this color. And use the pencils to darken it up. And then I'm trying to be mindful of where the greens are on this so that I don't accidentally color them orange, because that would be difficult to recover. Man, I'm super bummed about that marker. I haven't used these in like forever. But that's an easy. Although I wish I would have known that when I just did a Blick order. I had to replace or buy a refill for a brand new freaking Copic marker. So Michaels was doing a buy 3 get 2 free sale on Copics, and so I couldn't pass that up. So I went and picked up my order and got home and went to swatch them, and one of the markers was like completely dried out. So I took it back, and of course the manager was kind of like about it, and I'm like, well, you know, and so of course they didn't have that color there to replace with it, and she's like, oh, you could just, you know, just buy the replacements online, which yeah, I could, but it's a brand new freaking marker. I shouldn't have to buy a refill for a brand new marker. Honestly, at that point I should have just made her process me a refund, but it was like right before Christmas, and I just was like, fine, whatever, I'll buy the refill for it. So yeah, and then of course, like, I'm not going to place an order on Blick for like one tiny little item, so I picked up like 5 or 6 other markers that I need for the collection. And they're currently in a pile on my desk because I just I've swatched them on my swatch card. I just haven't put them back in the little case with the rest of their friends yet. These markers behave really well on this paper. Which, I think this is the same paper. This is, okay, so this is not an Apple book, but I think it's like a similar paper. And if they work nicely on this, hopefully they'll work nicely in those books, because I got the new Apple book and I would like to work in it, but I will probably want to use water-based markers. So I think some of these are tomatoes and some of these are pepperoni, which that's fine. We'll adjust for that once we start working with the pencils. and I'm not super worried. So there are some little like highlights and cheese lines on here. I'm not worried about coloring over those little like dots because I can go in with a paint pen and add those back in. So yeah, this is definitely like a pepperoni or some kind of sausage. Probably could have done a better job color matching on this, but honestly, I'm just having fun, so it doesn't need to look perfect. Okay, so then we've got this guy down here. Okay, so after I finish coloring these two pieces here, I think I'm gonna start working on a little bit of the crust just so you guys can see how I do this with the markers and the pencils. Okay, so let us see what we've got here. Super soft. So yeah, I have the black edition, the 24, and the skin tone. So we'll probably work from both of these. I already kind of have a couple colors here. All right, so let's see how this works. Ooh. So let me color this in a bit, and I'll get you guys down a little closer. You can't even tell I put any pencil on that. Which is fine, because then we should be able to build this up. So let's try this. And back in with, so these don't have color names on them either. Yeah, I think we went a little too orange with our undercolor, but that's okay. I still like the way it looks. And so let's try, let me see. Let's try a lighter color. I might bust into we'll bust into the skin tone set because I think we'll have a better chance of getting Um, that worked pretty nicely. Okay. Yeah, I like that. It softens some of the orange. All right, so let's add a little bit of this on our crust. And we don't need to be too like precious with this, but so these pencils do feel a little, even though they say they're super soft, they do feel a little on the hard side. So I definitely wouldn't go right in trying to like smush these. They do feel like they will work a little bit better as a layering pencil. Now, I could, you know, have a completely different opinion using them to get like together without the marker. And I'm sure it probably doesn't look like this is doing anything on camera. I imagine it's probably kind of difficult to see, but it is toning down a little bit of the orange tint to our crust here. So and it's softening the edges of the markers too, like where I didn't completely get the marker in all of the white of the paper. But again, I don't really have an issue with that, because then it's just kind of like using the white of the paper to add some highlights. I just don't want them like super harsh. And it's smoothing out some of my lines. Some of them I want to keep. Some of them not so much. I don't know. I said I wasn't gonna buy any more colored pencils, but I do like the feel of these, so maybe I will have to pick up the bigger set at some point. Okay, so then let's some of these edges. So yeah, we'll see how far we get today. Oh, sorry. Let me zoom us back out just a little bit so I don't risk pulling out a frame again. Just trying to keep some of the texture here. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna try and I think that's about as toned down as we're gonna get these. But that's okay. I still like it. So I think I'm gonna have to come in with a darker brown around like some of the like the berry like edges. All right, let me try and at least get some of that done on this crust, and then I think that will be probably where we stop for this this video, because we're at about 45 minutes. Got a bunch of stuff on my desk I need to put away. I just want to try, let's see how this brown works on our orange here. Sorry, I know I said we'd stick to the crust, but I had a thought and I needed to roll with it. I'm honestly just kind of like playing around here. Really, I want to see what these pencils can do. Let me see if I have a blender. I thought I had a blender pencil on my desk, but oh, actually I do. Let's just see. So this is the Derwent blender pencil, which I actually really like for harder pencils, and it seems to like these pencils too. I use this for our Yeti image, and it did really well with the Crayola pencils. They layer pretty nicely too, as long as you're not heavy-handed right right off the jump. I'm just trying to see, see. Maybe the Crayola, it behaves about the same. Okay, let me zoom us back out, because I think that's where we're going to have to stop for today, because we're at 51 minutes. Yeah, so just a super quick project. Hopefully I can get back into actually finishing things on camera for you guys. I may actually work on this over on Twitch at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it today or if it'll be later in the week, but yeah, so just wanted to catch you guys up on what has been going on and actually work on some physical art and not some digital art. So thank you guys so much. I super appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, it would mean so much if you would go ahead and give it a like, sub to the channel. It helps me to be able to keep doing this for you guys. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.